Kolacky Days is in full swing in Montgomery with plenty of historic and modern fun to sink your teeth into.
This year marks a special occasion. It's the 90th anniversary of the celebration. Kendall Larson gives us a look into the history of Kolacky Days.
Kolacky Days started in 1929 and is celebrating its 90th year. While much has changed, many traditions, including the tasty pastry itself, remain the same.
And the Kolacky represents where the Czechs came from and is our kind of our signature piece of our festival.
The name Kolacky comes from a popular sweet dinner roll the Czech made. The rolls for this celebration come from Frankie's, who made almost 20,000 Kolackys for the festival.
And they have been around for over 125 years, and they are on Main Street in Montgomery in the same building that they've been there for on the corner for many, many years, making our delicious Kolackys.
Kolacky Days was almost industrial days, but newspaper editor Peter Kihon knew a good thing when he saw it.
He said if the people tasted that bohemian, that delicacy of a bohemian bun called a Kolacky, they'd certainly want to come back the next year again. And he was right.
The annual celebration was put on hold after the attack on Pearl Harbor and the following World War. It was brought back in 1948 by the Montgomery Community Club.
It became one of the biggest celebrations in southern Minnesota. We had many dignitaries, senators and congressmen. We even had the Vice President of the United States here back in the 60s, Hubert H. Humphrey.
Kolacky Days is a community event and wouldn't be possible without the people of Montgomery.
It is such a rich history. It really is important to all of the community members.
In Montgomery, Kendall Larson, KUIC News Now.
Kolacky Days will wrap up the celebration this weekend with 35 events and an hour-long parade featuring new and old Kolacky Days royalty to celebrate the big anniversary. To learn all about it, head to KUIC.com.